You can react on everything. The Eagles, obviously, Castellanos and Rob Thompson, main thing we've been discussing today, 215-592-9494. I also want to tell you guys about this book I've got coming out, which obviously over the last couple of months I have referenced a few times. And I just wanted to get closer, frankly, to it coming out, knowing like it's actually going to happen, because you never know when the rug's going to get pulled out. I just sent the four of you, John, Devin, James, and Rhea, a text message with a photograph of the front cover. So the book is a book about Philadelphia sports, and the purpose of it is really for kids, for younger sports fans, teenagers, a little bit younger, but it's totally going to work for older fans as well, basically on the best moments in the history of Philadelphia sports. So what the book is entitled is The Best of Philly Sports, and then the subtitle is Amazing Moments and Stories in Philadelphia Sports History, and it's really designed to really pay tribute to the great teams and players that we've had in the history of, look, we've had a lot of negative, all right? We've had a lot of negative in Philly sports, but this book is to really entertain, especially the younger folks, entertain people on the rich history of our teams. The Phillies, the Flyers, the Sixers, the Eagles, the Big Five, and others, like Joe Frazier, like all these great figures we've had in Philly sports, and to present it to kids and say, this is the best of the best. These are our guys or our gals. These are who we've had. These are who, obviously, we should always cherish. And those of us old enough do. And so it's, anyway, you guys see the cover and you see who's
cover's awesome.
It's exciting.
Well, the cover's really great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. So the cover is Bobby Clark, Dr. J soaring through the air with a dunk. Classic shot. A lot of you will recognize that shot. Saquon jumping over the Jags guy.
Backwards leap.
Yeah, and Brad Lidge and Carlos Ruiz about to hug. When the Phils won the World Series, I initially thought it would be 4 championship moments on the cover, and it got complicated because 70s stuff, like the Flyers thing, it's a lot of black and white photos. Mm-hmm. So we couldn't have black and white with color. Like, it would be really funky.
Agree. So
we kind of had to find, like, action shots. But anyway, the bottom line is I wanted to put, and here's where this came from. I just want to tell you where this came from. So 2013, I'm talking to my nephew, big sports fan. He was probably 9 or 10 at the time. And we're having a conversation about basketball. He's a big sports fan, huge, fan. And I referenced Dr. J. And I see this glazed look on his face. Like I'm like 10 seconds past him, and he's got this, past Dr. J, and he's got this look. I'm like, wait a minute. You don't know who Dr. J is, do you? And like, he didn't know if a Dr. J is a who or what. Like, he didn't know what Dr. J, you're in a basketball conversation, you know Dr. J. Like, wow. What is that? What is a Dr. J?
Medical professional.
Right? Like, yeah. I thought we were talking hoops, and now I got a doctor here. And then, so that struck me. I'm like, that's interesting. And then a few weeks later, I was in my mother's basement, and I found a book from the 70s, my older siblings probably grew up with it, on national sports figures that were the heroes of like the first half of the 20th century into the 70s, like the Babe Ruths and Jackie Robinsons and Jim Thorpes and Jesse Owens, like all these great figures.
I had that book with,
Did you?
With Bob Gibson, Babe Diedrichson, Wilma Rudolph. That's how she became my all-time favorite. Yeah. I probably read that book hundreds of times.
And so, Rhea, and I'm glad to hear that. So when I saw that book, I thought, well, what a cool book. And I thought, wait a minute. I think I could hopefully put this kind of thing together for kids of Philly sports, a Philly sports book. So that's what I did. The book features 66 stories, whether it's a moment or a season or a championship. Some guys, unfortunately, like Charles, like there is no pinnacle moment. So for Charles Barkley, it's like the Charles Barkley thing, but it's not like, hey, the Sixers win the title like they did in 83, or the Sixers get to the finals like they did in 01. So anyway, bottom line is it's great moments, it's great stories, players, teams, the whole deal. And I will say it will work for adults. Like, I feel very confident if you're an adult, I think you'll enjoy it. I mean, that's up to you, but I think you will. But it was specifically designed for kids, but written in a way while basic, not so basic. It's not for a 6-year-old.
Could Jack read it and understand it?
Jack Fritz, that is an interesting one.
Not a big reader.
Well, look at him.
He's made it very clear. Yeah.
So anyway, this is the background of the book. Obviously, it'll be available on the major bookstores and Amazon. Good question. So September is when you can get it from Amazon and the major bookstores.
You can pre-order beforehand?
You can pre-order now, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can pre-order now. It's called The Best of Philly Sports. You can pre-order now, The Best of Philly Sports on Amazon. It will be in select stores in August. By the way, I'm going to look to be extremely aggressive to try to get it in as many stores as possible.
You've been doing some book signings and stuff?
I will do book signings.
Look at this.
But here's the thing, James, and I mean this. I want it to be where people shop.
So the internet?
Well, yes, but no, you're right. But here's what I mean. Like a bookstore, a major bookstore, maybe 1% of people go in there.
Right. Yeah.
I want it in the pharmacies. I want it in the hoagie shops. I want it down the shore. I want it in the ballparks. Like I want it in the train stations, in the air, wherever people are. That's where I want
Smart.
it. I want it to be in the stores where people buy things. In addition, yes, to the internet. So anyway, yeah, you can pre-order, but we'll do more on it as we get closer. September 9th is the official launch date from an Amazon standpoint to physically get it. But you can pre-order now, and it will be in select stores in August. And think about your kids and your grandkids and your nieces and nephews, not to mention yourself, because I do think it will work for adults.
This is like a 12-year odyssey for you.
Yeah, I wrote most of it.
Think about that. That's crazy.
I did a lot in 2013, a lot during the pandemic in 2020, 2022, and then this past year, I really kind of like honed in. So anyway,
how many pages does it end up being?
About 160.
Oh, it's really manageable.
Something like that.
That's great.
Oh, no. Let me be clear. Good question. Short stories, like designed to get in, tell it, and get out.
There's 66 of them.
66.
So is it 66 chapters?
Yes.
So short chapters get right in one to the next?
Pretty much. And by the way, would have been 65, and 65 probably would have been on 76. Well, hold on. So it probably would have been 65, and 65 would have been on the cover.
And then they won the Super Bowl?
The Eagles won the Super Bowl. And then 66 is a funky number for a cover, so yes. But, when I initially wrote it, it was just 50. And then the Eagles won in 2017, then you got the 2022 Phils. And then I realized I had to expand. It's like, wait a minute, there's things I can... Because I hadn't initially thought of some things. Like the Army-Navy game and the Penn relays and things that are like Philly. And I was like, wait a minute, I got to put that in, But most of it is Phil's Flyers, Sixers. Look, this is designed about Wilt Chamberlain, Mike Schmidt, Charles Barkley, Reggie White, the greats. And saying, here's our history, the best of it. So anyway, I hope you
needed to leave blanks to get to 76, and then you could just stick it there. And you got those, I don't know, it's like clothes hangers. You got extra clothes hangers all the way to 76.
Here's what I like about it, John. A couple more championships.
We got room.
Another edition in
there's no
6 to 8 years. I hope to release this 3 or 4 times, in my life. So anyway, all right,
I think so.
It's called The Best of Philly Sports. Check it out if you get a chance. It is available for pre-sale on Amazon. And anyway, I appreciate your consideration with it. 215-592-9494.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
That's a big deal.
I appreciate it.